Hello everyone, my name is Bridget and today we're going to be talking about the simple guide to crystals for beginners. And I'm at the Tucson Gem Show in 2020. I've got these amazing amethyst angel wings behind me. So getting into it now, crystals work on a very high spiritual level. Obviously they can help you heal, they can help you spiritually activate and take your spiritual awakening to the next level. So they're very, very profound to work with. I'm going to be sharing 5 different ways that you can connect and work with them on the most profound and simple level. So the first thing that you need to know is that spiritual beings, particularly the angelic realm, are highly connected with crystals. And I want to share what Rudolph Steiner said about it because it's profound and you probably haven't heard it before, which is that our precious stones are the angels' sense organs. They are the secret instrument through which angels receive and perceive. Okay, this is profound. So it's not just that these are like lovely, pretty crystals. It's that truly spiritual beings and angelic beings, their highest availability to perceive within our physical reality is actually available through the crystal kingdom. So it's an amazing way to connect with your spirit guides, to connect with different angelic beings. Now, all of the different kinds of crystals are obviously connected with different consciousnesses, with different energies, with different purposes, which we'll be getting into in just a minute. So number 2 is how to work with crystals, instruct, and activate them for your own interaction with these amazing beings. So the first thing that you can do is, of course, lay them on your body. That's why small ones are great, is to actually do certain healing, do certain clearing, all different kinds of things, activation that you need with your field. That's one of the ways that I love to work with my small crystals is to, if I need to take a nap in the afternoon, I lay them on the particular chakras or where I feel drawn, and I will feel cleansed and rejuvenated. They can go deep and actually activate other lives, so they can go pretty far with laying them on the body and carrying them around and actually wearing them, right, depending on their purpose. Now, the next thing that you can do is, of course, have them in your space. So this kind of sets the energetic template to make your home or space a temple. And so depending on which ones you want, you can have certain ones that have certain purposes do certain things. And so that's really the next step, is to instruct or program them to help you in certain ways. Now, the best way to go about doing that is to know what their inherent natural ability is. So I'm standing in front of this literally giant, look at this. It's a giant amethyst, and obviously that is connected to the crown, that is connected to the higher realms, the higher chakras, and so I would be utilizing this beautiful frequency for something like that in my home. If you're wanting certain things to absorb certain energies, then you're going to want to go with more of, like, say, the obsidian or the darker crystals. So depending on what the crystal is, you're going to utilize and ask permission to instruct this certain crystal to assist you and interact with you in a certain way. And actually giving a very specific instruction is essential so that it kind of knows how to engage with you and knows how to work with you. And of course, asking permission to do this is essential. There's way more to kind of like the instructing, but that's a good first basics. To know that by blessing them and calling in a higher sacred space and instructing a specific interaction and kind of relationship with them is going to be really helpful so that they can help you in even a deeper level. Obviously, just this behind me is going to start opening my crown and opening my higher senses just by its nature, but when it has the instruction, it can do that much better. Now, of course, like quartz, it holds instruction like crazy. It's used literally in computers to do that. And so there's different ones that can hold deeper programs. And so there's a lot more to this, but we can get into it in other videos. So number 3, which is so essential, is that you need to clear and cleanse your crystals. Now, this isn't done by just putting them in the moon and they're activated and cleansed and then you're good to go for the duration of your existence with them. It would be that it takes maintenance. The way that I like to think of them is actually needing to be taken care of like a pet or a plant. Seriously, to that degree. So the ones that are darker, particularly like obsidian or tourmaline or those kinds of crystals like smoky quartz, they don't need to be cleared as often because they can absorb more. That's part of their purpose, is to absorb negative energy, transmute certain energies so they can handle more. Now, the light colored ones like selenite or brighter, lighter crystals, you can just look at it by the color and the clarity, is that they need to be cleared far more often, because one of the things that they're meant to do is radiate beneficial energy, but they also take in energy of the surrounding field because they're so easily programmable, right? And so it's really important and essential to clear and cleanse them more often. Now, how do you know when you need to cleanse them? If they're on your body, like so, you're going to want to clear them more often because you're going about your day, you're picking up and interacting with lots of different energies, you're having a lot of different emotions and energies that they're picking up on. So you're going to want to cleanse them far more often. I will soak and cleanse mine probably 2 to 3 times a week, the ones that I'm actually wearing. The ones in your space, maybe a bit less often. But it's really good to check in with them because I can't tell you how many times I've been to people's houses and they have beautiful, gorgeous crystals, but they're like toxic, and I can tell that they're just like, oh, they want to be cleansed and they want to be like loved and some attention taken, and are actually radiating detrimental and not so good energies. So it's not just universal, there's a crystal, it's radiating good energies. It takes maintenance and it takes care. So that's really essential to know. A couple of the ways that you can cleanse and clear them is by soaking them in salt. Now, not all crystals like that, and it can actually deteriorate some crystals, so it's important to know. You can put salt under the crystal, like on a little plate underneath it, which can help absorb that, and you can switch out the salt. You can also spray it with frankincense or other holy essential oils, which is a really, really good way of doing it. And there's many other different kinds of methods that you can look into, but it's really important to do this. And not just a simple saging once a month covers it. They need more attention than that, and when you give them more attention, they will be able to assist you and be instruments of the divine that much more. Okay, so one essential question, which is number 4, that you can ask yourself when buying a crystal is, how can I utilize this amazing spiritual tool to raise the consciousness of myself and of the planet more than it would do inside the earth? And this is really, really important as stewards of the earth, and if you're working with the crystals for spiritual means, is that this is a multi-billion-dollar industry now. It is kind of insane, and like all of this is being unearthed, okay? Like all of this, just giant ass amounts of crystals. Everyone wants just this pretty crystal to put on their nightstand and to like look beautiful in the space, which they do. But to know that they have a deeper spiritual purpose, and they're holding major energy grids and ley lines and things within the earth that we can't even conceive of. And all of these are being unearthed right now and brought up to the surface of the planet. And so as they're being brought up to the surface of the planet, part of that reflection is that obviously there's an amount of consciousness now streaming through that is profound for people to work with and engage with. It's spirit coming, literally within our grasp to connect with it. But also that gives us a great responsibility to make sure that we are kind caretakers of these magical beings and these magical tools. So that means doing the proper clearing work, really being kind with them, really working with them to their utmost so that they can really be of purpose for the best interest of the planet at this time. Now, number 5, which is the last and very fun, which is how to choose which crystal is right for you. And honestly, it is one of those intuitive calls. It might be aesthetic, where you're like, oh, this looks so beautiful, and that obviously the aesthetic is a part of its spiritual nature. And also I invite you to tune into the vibration of actually closing your eyes and feeling it in your body and feeling if it resonates with you, and of course asking permission. Now obviously permission was supposed to be granted when they were unearthed, but even still, when you're buying them, to ask permission, and there's a mutual exchange and relationship taking place. Now, one of the things that's really nice is to tune into the things that you need to develop in yourself, and then get crystals that can help you do that. Which might be that you actually are at a crystal store and you have an aversion to a certain crystal because that's something that you might need to develop in yourself. So play with that idea and see if there's certain crystals that maybe can help help you go to the next level of your evolution, and of course ones that bring comfort and familiar energy of what you're already used to, that can enhance your energy and your vibration and your joy. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. It has been so fun to film. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. This is just kind of a beginner's guide, and there's so much more to explore. So if you have any other topics you'd like me to jump in on, please comment below. Please hit that like button and the subscribe button, and be sure to hit the bell button so you get notifications every time I do new videos. Thanks so much for watching, and have fun with your divine crystals.